Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to this bargain bucket of a KFC project. So it's no surprise it's up on the ramps once again because we have yet another problem. What is the problem? Well, we have a coolant leak. Well, the coolant's definitely going somewhere. I don't know if it's leaking or if it's getting burnt off through the exhaust, in which case, if it is, then we have much bigger problems. Now, do I know where this coolant is going at the moment? No, I do not. I haven't got a clue. Can't see any obvious signs of a leak. Of course, we have fixed a pretty big oil leak, which was the oil filter housing gasket. I was thinking maybe the coolant's leaking out of there. Don't think it is. It's not particularly wet below there. Can't see any signs of coolant or anything. One thing I know that does need to be swapped out though is this coolant reservoir, for the sole reason that the float or the dipstick, whatever you want to call it, that has been snapped off by the previous owner. I don't know how people managed to do it, to be honest. It's pretty easy to understand how it works. As I said, it works as a float, so when it sticks up out of the top, that's when you know it is towards the max mark. When it is below the top, that's when it is at the minimum. And yeah, it snapped off. I did remove it. It was sort of floating around in there. I have removed it previously, but yeah, the only way to really fix this is to swap out the coolant reservoir itself, which, as you can see right here, we have a new one. I say a new one, it's used, I believe it's a Feber unit actually, which I've used before in the past. They're quite good, but most importantly we have the float still intact on this one. So I guess first port of call is to get this old one removed, get the new one installed, and then we can have a look at where this coolant may be going. As always though, do me a massive favour, give this video a thumbs up. It really does help me out and it lets me know that you want to see more videos on this car. Now, before I remove the coolant reservoir, I'm going to drain all the old coolant. Plan on doing a coolant flush anyway. This has the wrong kind and it has the red coolant, and BMW uses the blue coolant. So yeah, going to be doing a full flush. I hope there is a drain plug on this radiator. Some have drain plugs, some you just have to remove the lower radiator hose, which isn't the end of the world if that is the case, but it's just a lot more hassle. But yeah, let's go and get a bucket of some kind and let's start draining this coolant. So after getting all of the engine covers out of the way, cannot see a drain plug on this radiator, so all I'm going to do is just disconnect that radiator hose there. That is the lowest one I can see. Interesting, looking in here, when it comes to coolant leaks, you see the corrosion there around the EGR valve, and a little bit there on that flange where it goes to the thermostat housing. It kind of looks like coolant there, but it doesn't look too fresh. It does, however, look pretty wet down here. Don't know if that's oil though. Kind of looks like oil, but it could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be removing this whole EGR system anyway. They are prone to fail. You know, the coolers themselves, they like to leak. The flexi exhaust section, that likes to leak exhaust gases. And yeah, you know my thoughts on EGR valves at this point. They do more harm than good for your engine, of course. So yeah, I think we will be removing all that in a different video. But yes, like I said, let's get the coolant drained and then we can swap out this coolant reservoir. Now, completely remove the pin on the hose. You don't need to remove it completely, but it just came off. And as you would expect, because this hose hasn't probably came off ever, There she goes. I was going to say it's difficult to come off, but definitely had worse than that before. Oh. Yeah, definitely the wrong kind of coolant there. And just going to let that drain away. Now I can get the reservoir out of the way. Just two 10mm bolts, and then two hoses. I thought there was more than that. Yeah, just two hoses to get out of the way, and then the level sensor to disconnect as well. There's one. There's two. And disconnect the level sensor. There we go. And now just two 10mm bolts. This should just lift out. Just need to keep this bracket, that is for the upper radiator hose, just holds it in place. There we go, that's that bracket swapped over. Also installed the bleed screw, and of course the cap as well. Let's get this back into position. Plug the level sensor in first, drop it into place, get those two bolts reinstalled. And now just reconnect all the hoses back up. And I'll also get the low radiator hose reinstalled. And now with that radiator hose back in place, we can fill the system up with just regular water. Like I said, I will be doing a complete coolant flush at some point, so I'm not bothered about adding coolant. Just going to add this, just going to fill this up to the proper max mark, then run the engine and see if we can see any obvious leaks. Okay, so we're sitting at the max mark. Let's run the engine and hopefully we can see some kind of leak. I mean, I guess one thing we can't rule out is the fact that the old expansion tank could have been leaking. The fact that we've replaced it for a newer one that could have fixed the issue, but I think that would just be a coincidence if I'm being honest. I'm expecting it to be one of the hoses, or like I said, something to do with the EGR cooler. I have no idea. I cannot see a drip of coolant anywhere. I mean, it's sitting pretty steady at the max mark now. If it is a leak, then it's definitely a very, very slow leak. I know there are a few common areas to leak. There is a flange under here, coolant flange, very cheap plastic part, connects onto this pipe here. I'll probably replace that when I remove the intake manifolds. That'll be a job for a later date. I think next what I'm gonna do is, like I said, remove the entire EGR system just to kind of cancel that out, and then that's one less thing to worry about, because obviously this all has coolant running through it. And with that out of the way, I'll definitely be able to see things a lot better as well. I'm wondering if the squeak that you can hear, I'm wondering if that is actually coming from the water pump. It kind of does sound like it is. I'm going to spray some WD-40 on the belt and see if it gets rid of that squeak. Yeah, straight away. spraying WD-40 on that belt. So it's got to be a problem. It's got to be the belt that's squeaky then. I'm assuming. I mean, I know the belt's definitely not an original belt. There's no way it can be an original belt. The same with the crankshaft pulley as well. I mean, it's done nearly 190,000 miles. No way they're on the original. So it's obviously been replaced at some point. But it definitely could be worth replacing that again, I suppose, and probably the automatic tensioner. So I'll look at doing that at some point. But it's good job it's not the water pump, so I didn't plan on doing that anytime soon. Okay, so we're not able to get to the bottom of the coolant leak. Did swap out the coolant reservoir, that definitely needed doing. We can now see the proper level. I don't really know how much coolant it was using. Like I said, I didn't have the dipstick in the old reservoir. I know I just added it. I know I just topped it up to what I thought it should be, you know, sort of halfway full in the bottle. And then a few days later, the low coolant light came on. So let me know if you have any ideas as to where you think this coolant may be going. Do we have a head gasket problem? I hope not. Like I said, it could be this coolant flange there, although it doesn't look particularly wet in there. I mean, there's this oil stain, but I can't see any coolant marks, so that doesn't look like it's leaking, although it could be. Like I said, I'll swap that out when I do the intake manifold anyway. Yeah, next what I'll do is the EGR system. I have decided I'm going to just get the whole lot out of the way, and that's another thing that I don't have to worry about. But from there, if that doesn't fix the issue, then yeah, I'm kind of stumped. So I guess I am going to leave this one here. Hopefully you all have enjoyed it. Please remember to give this video a like, leave a comment down below, subscribe if you have not already done so, and I will see you all in that next one.